What is up, guys? Heath with Lake Champlain Sanitation here, and on today's video I've got Alex Palmer with me of Planet Pickup. He is one of my competitors, but not really. We're working together lately. We got him here. We got his built-up dump trailer and his Toyota Tundra. We're going to give you guys his story, how he started his business within the last 12 months, and what his plans are over the next 12 months. Now, if you guys aren't subscribed already, be sure to hit that notification bell and smash that like button. We're really trying to grow the following of this channel to reach as many waste haulers and service industry professionals as we can as we grow this thing. So without further ado, guys, let's hop into it and talk to Alex about his story.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Alex from Planet Pickup. I'm also a local waste management company based in Peru, New York. I first found Heath on YouTube. I was just scrolling through videos, and I was kind of taking a deeper look into the waste management industry, and Heath just happened to pop up, and I'm watching his videos, and I realized, oh, he's local. He is, he's only 20 minutes away from me. So I watched all of his videos in one night, and I learned a couple things, and I implemented them in my business, and here I am.
So guys, we're gonna just dive quick into Alex's story a little bit. And Alex, how long, first and foremost, have you been doing this business?
So on paper, I've been in business for 1 year, almost, coming up in November. I started my route. I started building it from scratch about 6 months ago.
Okay.
Yep.
And to date, what would you say your residential stop count is as of this morning?
So we are closing in on 80, 85-ish.
85-ish? And
Yep.
How many days a week do you do that?
Just 1 day.
So you're able to do the 85 in 1 day?
Yes.
Nice. And we'll show you guys his setup here more in depth in a minute. But what has been, so Alex and I did a junk removal job together actually the other day. And Alex is about, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes from where we live.
Yep.
But we service close to the same area for the most part. And as he said, guys, he watched the channel, and we realistically have not crossed paths yet all year this year. He does his thing, I do my thing, but we actually teamed up on a pretty good job the other day. Are you right now pretty much doing everything yourself? Unless I know we're doing a dumpster job tomorrow. He's doing the labor, and we're providing the roll-offs, which is a cool little collab. But you've been doing a lot of this on your own, right?
Yeah, so right now it's been just kind of a solo mission, which is tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to hire sometime next year.
Sometime next year?
Yes,
Because
I would
right
like
now
to hire.
you still have a job.
Yes.
I don't want to go over that, and then not to cut you off, but you're still working a day job.
Yes, I am.
You're not just doing he's doing junk removal, residential trash, and you're driving a truck, right?
Yes. Yep. So I'm working for the post office right now, and I work for a contractor. So pretty easy. That's 1 or 2 days a week just to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And as soon as I hit 100, the business will be able to pay its own bills, and I can go full time.
That's awesome. And then from a standpoint of I know we talked about, you have your Tundra and your trailer now, but you ran into a little bit of problems. Some of the similar problems I ran into with the banks when, as we talked about, this is a really cash intensive business, and as you scale, you might want to get that 2500. I mean, he already has a nice dump trailer, but if you're going from the 5x8 with the board sides up to the dump trailer, or even a compactor truck, tell them a little bit about, because you're a year in business on paper. Even if you're doing it a little bit before that, they really care about the paper side of it.
Yep.
It's been kind of hard, right? With the banks to get a loan.
Incredibly. So I'm not able to right now, which brings up the problem with, I need something a little bit bigger. I don't know what it is yet. The Tundra's doing just fine for now, but I'm running out of space, and I need something to put up with the demand of the work. It's hard on the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've only been in business on paper for 1 year. I can't show the banks that I can pay on loans yet, because my business isn't full time yet.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I tried, I would instantly get denied. So I can't get any loans. So I'm just kind of taking what I got and running with it.
You're a
until I
young
can get
buck
loan.
too, right?
Yep, I'm 21.
So he's 21 years old. He's out doing his own thing, you know, on the side, that trying to go full time. You know, I started at 23, 24. So very similar, you know, startup, and I had to do the 1500 route for a minute when my dump truck blew up, and I experienced the same thing. And the one thing, guys, that with the residential trash starting it from zero is it's 100 stops at 30, 35 a month to the bank is like, okay, whoop-de-doo, you're bringing
It's
in
nothing.
30,000, 35,000 a year. So, but he does that in a day on the side. You know, he can do that in a day. So, have you talked to that? Because what I did, I went and used my Taylor rental income
Yeah.
to get the loans in my name. So it was all personal debt. And then as I grew, I shifted the debt. Once we became a corporation, I now have no personal debt except my house. And my business assets, like the compactor, the hook lift we paid off, but I financed it through the business. The compactor's in the business. It's not on my personal credit. But that took 4 years
Right.
to get to. Have you tried using both incomes together, or have you not done that yet?
Yeah, so I have not done it yet, but I still don't think it would be enough to show the bank that I can, you know, pay on loans
Yep.
and make the return. But so, you know, as soon as I'm thinking I might be able to do it, what, about 300, 400 stops?
I mean, I don't even think you would need that much.
Maybe
It's,
even
it's more of
earlier.
an income thing. I mean,
Yeah.
what they look at least in my perspective, is you could have 200 stops, but be in business 2 years and show that 200 plus your job is profitable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's something out there that you guys, you know, if you're working a day job, if you're law enforcement, firefighter, any type of schedule where you're not strictly Monday to Friday, 7 to 3, 9 to 5, if you can build that 1 or 2 days to be profitable for, I would say, 18 to 24 months of history, and you have the day job, it's going to be it should be very easy to get a loan on a truck. Now, a loan on a building, a line of credit, a personal loan, those could all be different. But if you show that you have income, say you're making 15 to 60,000 a year in that realm from an actual day job, and then you can prove I'm making 40, 50, 100 on the side at 40%, 50% margin, and you can show that sustainably for a year and a half, 2 years, the odds of you getting a truck, if you don't have any previous like bankruptcies, the odds of you getting a truck, even a trailer, because that asset is the loan is secured by the asset, so it's a very high ratio. And what I did, and what you probably are thinking of doing, correct me if I'm wrong, let's say you want a 50K truck, you're probably trying to bank 5 or 10K over the next year or two, if it takes you that long to put on that, so the bank's like, you're not over leveraged. That is one thing I also did, and it helped me. I did not think I would even get approved for the hook lift truck, but I was lucky enough to sell the roll-off setup I had, and I took all the selling of it, equity, and I put it down on the truck, and it got me approved. Because debt to income is a big thing. It's not just about how much you're grossing. You need to keep that debt to income, and every bank's a little different, but they want to see a certain percentage. But no, dude, you're on the right track. I mean, that's awesome. To date, like, what would you say your biggest job has been to date in the last like 12 months?
The house clean out.
The clean out?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the biggest job, and that came early on.
Mm-hmm.
I almost didn't expect it, so I got referred by one of my clients that I have, one of the accounts, and you know, I'm walking into this job, and it's a hoarder house, so
Yeah.
you know, it was a lot to take in, but you know, we stepped up to the occasion, and talked to my parents about it, and they helped me out and
Yep.
kind of figure it out, and that was the biggest job.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So would you say you like, what side of the business do you like? Because I get a lot of comments, which do I prefer? If I could start again, would I just do roll-off? If I could start again, would I just, I mean, I could have just done residential, but I did the roll-off after I started it. And people, the way we're going with the channel, we're going to kind of break things down with the different businesses. Do you have a favorite? And do you can you tell the audience, like, this is hard to say, but which one is easier to you? Which one's easier for you to manage, and which one's more enjoyable for you to do?
Junk removals are definitely more enjoyable.
Yep.
I get the satisfaction. When we did that job the other day,
Mm-hmm.
those people, thanked us and, God bless you guys. Like, you guys are awesome. So that was really cool. What's harder for me to manage, though, is definitely the residential route.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy work, but keeping track of, I'm a one-man show, so keeping track of billing, keeping track of, who's coming in, supply on bins,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty demanding, but junk removals are definitely a lot more fun.
Okay,
Those are awesome.
I agree. They are the most fun. And our population, for those of you, if this is your first time tuning in, our population, I would say, service area is only like 40,000 people. Like,
Yeah, no, it's
if
not
you
a
take
lot.
Peru, Katyville, Plattsburgh, like all the surrounding areas of Plattsburgh itself is maybe like 15 to 20K, and then in the outskirts there's like 20 to 30K. So for us two to both be, he's growing. I would consider myself at a sustainable size business. We're not like blowing the doors off in the seven figures, but we're sustainable. To build a multi seven figure business in our area is quite a feat, because there's not a lot to go around. For example, some of you guys I've talked to have 5, 6, 700,000 people to sell to in a few mile radius. Obviously, there's going to be more competition, but I still think that if you're trying to do things, Alex is doing things, I would say, in my opinion, he is trying to do things exactly how I did them. He's doing
Oh,
it
I watched on
professional.
your YouTube
He's
videos.
doing the shirts. He's got the carts. His trailer, when we go through that, it's just like my trailer, guys. He's actually the Brymar he's running is the same as mine. I want to talk about that. Where did you get the trailer? And before you had the trailer, did you start with the trailer, or did you just start
I
with
started
the truck?
right with the trailer.
So you had the trailer right off the bat.
Yeah, so a guy was going out of business over in Vermont, and I picked it up for a sweet deal. He needed it off the lot, gone same day.
Nice.
So for months before that, I was saving up, like relentlessly searching everywhere to find a good deal. So I didn't have, a ton of capital. I didn't have $50,000 to start up.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this trailer over in Vermont, went over there, and I actually thought I was being robbed because there was still a lien on it.
Really?
Yep, so I had cash in hand, and he's telling me there's a lien on it, and I'm getting sketched out. I would like to pull out, but I said, you know what, I'm just going to take a risk. I need to get my business off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the cash, rolled home with it. Title was in the mail a couple weeks later.
Wow. Yeah.
I would not recommend doing that.
That's ballsy in Vermont. Because if any of you guys watching from Vermont that are from New York, or vice versa, Vermont and New York have a funny DMV situation. I don't know if it's like this in other states, but like New Hampshire, Vermont, sometimes the titling is not as clean cut. New York is very, very strict. Their DMV is strict. I just remember growing up, my father, my mother, they're like, when you want to get the first car, we're not buying it from Vermont because it could be stolen. and I mean, nothing against Vermont. Their titling system is a lot more laxed, for lack of a better term. And New York State is like super. There's like 3-4 forms you got to fill out on each piece of equipment to get it registered, and it's the VIN number, everything's exact. And yeah, that was a ballsy move, but it paid off. And it paid off, and if the deal was right, the deal was right, and I'm sure it's making its money just fine now. So we talked a little bit about software. Pretty sure you told me you use QuickBooks. Or using
Yes.
QuickBooks Online or self-employed?
QuickBooks Online.
Nice. And yeah, guys, I use QuickBooks Online. We're not sponsored by QuickBooks or anything like that. It's just a really good software. I think right now they raised the rate up to after tax. It's like $59-$60 a month.
Yep, it's not too bad, guys, but for starting out, I quickly realized that you have to be organized right off the bat. So I wasn't organized for the first couple months, and that's when my business didn't fail or anything, but I saw stuff that was slipping through the cracks, and I said, okay, yes, I need, accounting software. It's harder for me. I really don't like the bookwork side of things, so the learning curve was definitely there, but it made it so much easier getting organized and keeping everything in order.
Awesome. So we touched on software, we touched on the trucks, we touched on what you like most about the business. before we go out and look at your truck setup, what are your 12-month goals? If you could, like, I know 5 years is a long ways to look out, and maybe we can do a follow-up video once you're full time.
Oh, absolutely.
But in the next like 12 months, do you have a date in mind that you would like to leave your job? And do you have like a revenue target per month what's your like, because a lot of people will ask, I mean, some people's revenue target could be $5,000 a month and net 2,500, and some people's could be 50 grand a month and net 15, 20,000. It all depends on what they want and how much stress they're willing to go through to get that. And like right now, what would you say your revenue target is and your target date, if you had to guess, that you'd like to be on your own?
So I would like to be on my own actually by next month.
Okay.
November 1st, I want to be full time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm currently trying to make the transition right now. We're very close. For 12 months goals, I want to be at about 75. Actually, I'd probably hit it like 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a great goal for next year.
Yep. So 50K gross, you're saying?
Yes.
That's what you want to hit gross? Yeah, and I'm sure that you can do that with your residential route and then maybe kick another 10, 20 in with the junk removal over the course of a whole year.
Yes.
One thing I found is when I was on my own completely, the amount of time that you have, it really expands your opportunities. So that's really cool, man. And then, yeah, I definitely want to get you on for a follow-up once the time comes, maybe next spring.
Yep.
When things are busy. Maybe we can jump on site and do something, and that'd be really cool. So yeah, guys, we'll go outside and we're gonna check out his setup and talk a little bit about that now. So tell us about this truck. I mean, it's a Toyota Tundra. What year is it and how long have you had it?
This is a 2018 and I've had this for about 2 years now.
A couple years now. I see you got a leveling kit in it?
No, I do not. So the only upgrades that are on this is I had to put the tow mirrors on.
Okay.
Yeah, if you run a 1500 setup, you're gonna run into that. I'm sure you've ran into it.
Yep.
You need tow mirrors. It's an absolute must. Also, what I have on here is in the back here. It's something called Timbrins.
Timbrins, yeah.
Yep. So it's a rubber stopper.
Okay.
And that, if you notice, I'm loaded right now, and I'm almost flat.
Yep.
So, that allows you to carry a lot more weight safely.
Yep.
There's no roll of the body when
Okay.
you're taking corners. Okay, and it's very, very nice ride while loaded.
So if you guys a lot of you ask me about a 1500. Personally, I didn't run one for very long, but this is living, breathing proof that he's literally running a business, making money with a simple rubber Timbrin setup. He's got some good tires on this thing on the back, and obviously a V8. I would not do this with a V6 or a 4-cylinder small truck, but if you got a V8 and a little bit of leveling power in the back, very doable. So we got that. Let's move to the trailer. This is the same exact Brymar that I purchased last year that I showed you guys that we built up. He's got the green tin, we have the black tin, but we started with the green tin. So let's walk right around and we'll see the inside of this thing. So tell us, you got a couple junk jobs in here right now, right?
Yep, yeah, I got 2 junk jobs in here right now, and I'm hitting the landfill today.
So you'll be able to dump those. Have you thought about, as you grow, maybe building this up a little bit?
Absolutely. So it's 90% complete. I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off right now.
Yep.
Running and gunning.
Yep.
So I needed to get it functional. So I built the walls. We kind of built the inside up, made it structurally sound. And then our plans is we want to do some finishing touches. So we're going to add a roof here soon before winter starts. And we want to do barn doors here.
Yep.
And and then it will be complete.
Now, last thing, I mean, what did it run you all in setup? What would you have to say? Because a lot of people ask if they pick it up used or they pick it up like new used.
Yep.
What do you have in it, would you say?
The trailer was $7,500, and I built this for a little less than under $1,500.
So you got,
This
we'll say $9,000 invested.
This is an affordable setup for a guy just starting out.
So if you guys are just starting out and you're hauling garbage, he's picking up 85 stops a week with it. He's doing junk removal jobs with it. $9,000 invested, and the personal truck he has, he's driving it to his day job. So this thing is paying for itself in a few months' time, especially as he's going to get busier, raise his rates a little more as he goes. Very sustainable setup, especially with I think a Tundra. I've never owned one, but my father's had them. I think they're one of the heavier duty 1500s. So you're smart with that. That's awesome, man. Well, good for you, and I really appreciate you coming on the channel.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And guys, we're gonna have Alex's Instagram in here if you want to send him a DM or anything like that. I hope this brought you guys a lot of value on this Trash Talk episode, and we'll see you there next time.